Good afternoon, our Savior's members. 3 months ago, I went to the doctor for my annual checkup, and the doctor told me I was in pretty good shape for my age, and he said to me, "You should probably live at least another 8 or 9 years." Now, by the time I got home, this good news in my mind had turned to bad news. And I told Kathy, I'm now living in my final single-digit years. I guess it's how you look at life that makes all the difference, right? At our Savior's Lutheran Church, the doctor would tell us that we're in pretty good shape, with no debt to speak of, 116 years old, 120 members with 50-year memberships, a new youth director, excellent staff, $685,000 already given, or 46% of our Beyond Ourselves campaign. And we even have new solar panels that they say will last over 30 years. The not so good news from the doctor is that we now have over 260, or 40% of our active members that are over 70 years of age. We have been running a deficit budget the past several years. We have lots of square footage to maintain. We are down to 219 giving households with an overall declining membership the past 10 years. So you see, it's just the way you look at things that make all the difference, right? As your newly elected president, who is 78 years young, with at least 8 or 9 years to live, I can say that we can all sit in the pews and wring our hands in worry and despair about what's going to happen over the next 10 years. Or, on the other hand, we could put our same hands together and ask God prayerfully to help us as we go forward and to prepare for great things for our Saviors over the next 10 years. What do I like about this church? I like the fact that our church is always clean and well kept up, both inside and out. Our sanctuary here today, it looks brand new, yet this year will be 25 years old. This upkeep takes many members working behind the scenes year after year to make this a reality. I like the fact that we have such a great operations team that works year-round to save this church well over $125,000 a year in cost. I appreciate the strength of our women's leadership groups and how much they do for our church in service to God. I like it when I come in on the day the due day ladies are here. The church is bustling with activity. Not so much for the church's benefit, but for making of quilts that go all over the world. And these ladies keep setting new records every year, it seems. This year, over 370 quilts made. Many of these ladies are in their 70s and 80s and 90s. They won't tell me their age, but their sewing hands are not as nimble as they used to be. But it doesn't stop them. Nothing stops them from their mission of service to Lutheran World Relief. I like the fact that so many of you members are former pastors, teachers, lawyers, business owners, and young adults that are beginning their careers. We have a lot of smart members in this church, and I like that. I like the fact that so many of you are so supportive of our missions efforts, and that you serve and give beyond the walls of this church. I like the fact that we are an open and welcoming church to all who come to our Savior, and all can partake at the communion table each Sunday. What is it that we need to consider going forward to ensure our church's success over the next 50 years? I believe every member that is able should consider having a job at our church. Now, when I first joined Our Saviors in 2008, I sat in the pews for almost 4 years and did nothing but come to church on Sunday. I had a real come to Jesus meeting one day, and he told me, and in no certain terms, get off your butt and start serving this church. I received this message loud and clear, and I will have jobs at this church until my life is over. Every member should pray about giving as they are able and as God directs each one of us. Our older members should consider planning now about leaving a legacy gift to our church, whether in a trust, a will, or just writing a check. We will all pass away someday, but let's consider our church when we are no longer around to give. Our younger members should know it's not the amount of money that you give each week, but more importantly, that you begin to give on a regular basis and increase your giving when God blesses you with more success in your life and your career. We must continue to take care of our church both inside and out. And that's going to take some new youth and some new help over the coming years. Younger families should look to our older members for advice and guidance and look to them as role models. I like to think about some of the past patriarchs and matriarchs of our church that are no longer with us. And I name a few: Inez Snyder, Fred Bruni, Kari Nevdell, Ron Burmeister, Paul Grover, Roberta Nielsen, John and Sally Kepsel, Cindy Jensen-Tays, and lately Jim Barrett. And so many more names in our church history. And I would have loved to have known them better and to have learned from them. Older members should continue to set the pace in serving and giving and being role models, especially to our young children. You are never too old to serve our church in some ways. There isn't a birthday or anniversary that goes by that I do not receive a handmade card from Marilyn Nazzarini. Just a simple message of love and kindness. There isn't a Sunday that goes by that I don't see Dorothy Mahler making coffee or picking up rolls before our service begins. I could say the same for over of these 30 due day ladies. Nobody asks these ladies what to do. They just love to serve. You know, we may be older, but we are bold. Commit to supporting your pastors in the work and service they bring to our church. Pray for our youth director, Tracy, as she continues her work in 2024. Reach out to someone at our church each Sunday that you may not know. Have a conversation with them. Show genuine love for all of our members. At OSLC, we are caring, we are compassionate, and we are concerned. Call someone who has not been to our church in a while. Check on them and let them know that you miss them. And finally, share the joy we all know in following Jesus and that we want that for others. What would I like to see accomplished in 2024? Bob's wish list. I would like our church to consider increasing our outreach to missions, both locally and around the world. Work to increase our membership to our youth and our youth involvement. We can't always count on our pastors to bring in new members. I'd like to see us prepare a booklet or an online pictures of all of our members and families. We need to match up names and faces better. And I'm tired of looking at my 10-year-old directory. Find ways to help pick up our older members in nursing homes for Sunday worship. Maybe a golf cart is what we need to assist our members getting into church and in the parking lots. I'm praying for a balanced budget in 2024. I pray that we reach our goal of this $1.5 million for our capital campaign in 2025. a program to assist our members to plan their legacy giving to our church. I firmly believe, members, this is one of the keys to the future survival of our church, since we have so many supportive members that are over 70 years of age. And finally, complete our solar energy project to become at least 95% independent by 2025. I close by asking each of you to pray for me as I embark on this next year of serving as your president. Reach out to me if you have questions, or let me know if you do not have a job here at church. I want to sincerely thank Emily Bork for serving as our president, not only in 2023, but 2022. I feel she did an excellent job in this role. I would also remind us to be very thankful for all the past presidents that have served our Saviors over the past 116 years. Thanks to each of you that have served on the council for the past 2 years. And finally, welcome to our new council members as we all serve together in 2024. So I ask each of you to leave here today with a renewed commitment to serving our church in 2024. Remember, this is your church, and you are family here at our Savior's. It may be stretching the point to stand here and tell you that the best days of our church are in front of us. But I will say that better days are possible with the help of each of you, and certainly with God behind us. Luke 16, verse 10. He who is faithful in a very little thing is faithful also in much. And he who is unrighteous in a very little thing is unrighteous also in much. May God bless each one of you and your families. May we all be bold in 2024 in our service to God and our church. Thank you so much.